Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show, Dare to Dream. I am Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium and Psychic on New Streaming Network, going solo bold. I just want to do a show prior to the Hurricane Milton that's due to arrive in sunny Florida tomorrow, and I thought this was important enough to record prior. Stay safe. And I will be back in a couple of weeks on Wednesday. What's the date today? What's the date? 23rd of October. The show today is going to be about who's knocking. Is it your loved one? Well, as a medium, I've been very aware of my abilities in connection with spirit ever since I was a child. About 3.5. But over the years, I've found that spirit have many ways of communicating with us. When we think of a loved one who's passed, most people see an image or hear a sound, vision, smell, or somebody speaking, or a sensation over the skin. But those moments, when you think of that person or people that passed, most people just think, oh, you passed. I'm sad. I miss you. I can't hold you. I love you. But the thing is, I've found that when you open your mouth and you speak or show signs of actively, even with sign language, talking, to that moment, to that memory that you get. And I said moment for a reason, because it's not you that's triggering that memory. It's spirit, the loved ones. That's my belief and what I've found out over the years. I've been doing this for about 67 years now. But I found out that as soon as I think of somebody that's passed, I start to talk to them because I know they're with me, or behind me, over me, wherever. I just know it's them that's triggered the memory within me. And I talk to them because I know they're alive on the other side of the realm of existence that we know as humans living on Earth. And it's important to talk to them to make sure that memory is triggered by that loved one. There's no 100% guarantee. I am totally aware of that. But many times I hear people say, oh, I've got this spirit that guides me and all that. What's the spirit's name? Oh, I know them just by energy. That doesn't answer the question, who are they? Because most times it's, what are they? Because spirit come in different forms. Most of them that we encounter, as far as I know, have been pretty good, but occasionally there's some people that, or spirit, that are not very good. I'm not saying they're evil. There is evil, there is good. There's a distinct difference of bad spirit and evil spirit. Bad spirit are just people that are secluded in their thoughts by experience, and when they pass over, they carry that method of thinking and living within their own energy. Evil is with intent to start with, to disrupt, corrupt, hurt, impede, stop your growth. Because each spirit chooses to come into the human form and do certain tasks. I call it spirit having a human experience. Because when the spirit up there looking down, figuratively speaking, they see things and say, I want to try that. I want to experience that. So your spirit has chosen to be born the way you were born and created. So you can enjoy or go through, not necessarily enjoy, but go through the experiences you wanted to go through. Because spirit don't have the physical form of sensation. It's material. But I've got to say, I've encountered some spirit that seemed bad. Many years ago, I encountered a spirit whilst with a partner, and we were watching television. And something made me look at the wall on my right. There's a doorway by it, and the light from the doorway shone onto where is it? Picture nails. There are no pictures. And those nails stood out from the glare of the light in the corridor in the hallway. But as I was watching that wall, it looked like somebody got a torch and shone the torch under and moving it from the doorway forward. The shadow of the nail moved. And I realized somebody's come in. And my partner at the time said, "Oh, it's gone cold." And something told me, excuse me, it's just somebody's trying to talk to me. But I saw a change and felt a change in my partner. And in a way, I had to help her leave the house, get her to a safe spot, and got home to my sister's place, who wasn't too far away. That journey itself was unbelievable, because we were walking at about a quarter of a mile. I physically helped my partner past a certain point. I just felt like there was a barrier. Then a taxi came coming towards me in England. And for some reason, the taxi turned around, came up alongside us, and said, "I know where you're going, just get in." Yeah, he said that. Drove me to my sister's house, got there, told my sister everything that was happening. Next day, my mother arrived from Scotland. Wow. Told her the story. We went over with my sister, who had 2 young children. One of my sisters, I should say. Went to my house, helped the kids to go looking for some money hidden in the house somewhere. The kids went through the whole house, couldn't find anything. I said, "You sure you went everywhere?" And I went round again and hid some money, so they both found it. But afterwards, the house seemed calm. So I said to Mum, "I'm going to find out who it is." So everybody left and stayed there by the front door, looking up, and the stairway was straight in front of them. And without lifting my head and changing my vision point, my focal point, I could see above me peripherally. And I saw an outline of somebody. I started talking to him. Just, why are you wanting to disturb me here in your home? And the spirit conveyed telepathically, "But you're in my house. Why are you in my house? This is my house. I've lived here for 70 years. Why are you here?" And I realized the spirit felt frustrated, angry, alone, sad, and yearning for something, looking for something. So I patiently explained, "Sorry, you are no longer of this earth. You passed away many years ago, and now I live here, and the year is, date is." And in the end, he realized, "You're telling the truth." I said, "Go to the light and find peace." And the spirit came down the stairs, passed through me. And as he went through me and disappeared, I could feel this warmth of thank you, peace, love. And the house was fantastic after that. But ever since then, whenever I see a coal mining situation or artifact, it reminds me of this gentleman. Sorry, I'm no good at names, but I remember his energy and I know him. And that's why whenever I think of a coal mine or something, it's because he's saying, "Thanks, pal, you helped me get over to the other side." I defined that spirit's energy. And my grandfather's energy, my grandmother, who we called Nana, my Uncle George, who's a war veteran, war refugee, I should say. My grandparents took him before we were living with him. All my relatives that I know, I specifically know their names. And that's the purpose of definition, identity. We can all feel the spirit around us and say, oh, this feels good. Yeah, or this energy reminds me of. But that doesn't define who it is. It reminds you, but then you've got to look into it and say, who are you? Prove it to me beyond any shadow of a doubt. And it takes practice, it takes time. We don't say, oh, it's a good spirit, or they pop in every now and again. Yeah, good spirit, but who? Because you can be misled. There's many spirits that have got great intentions, but they don't know you as a human being. You just know that your energy is receptive. I can get in with this one. Got great light, great energy. I'm going to join it. I've had many times spirits knocking on my door, and I say, who are you? Mentally. Until I know who they are, I won't open up to them. I won't allow them. I won't acknowledge them verbally. I do it mentally. Because I'm not connecting with them. I'm questioning who they are with myself. Because I don't know who's knocking. I don't know who's saying, hey, Graham. Now, my family will all tell you, I'm terrible with names. But I've found a pattern of identification that works for me. Situations, places, times. I'm a retired Navy guy. I did 14.5 years Royal Navy. And one time we're in Gibraltar Straits, the ship I was on was asked to go out and help rescue two ships that had collided. And as we were going over to one of the vessels in a Gemini dinghy, a rubber dinghy with a motor, there was 3 of us on the boat. First aid, the coxswain and myself. And as we were going, I suddenly shot my hand over into the water and grabbed, because I saw something peripherally. I just grabbed, pulled it up, there was a person. Pulled him up by his hair. Pulled him out onto the boat with the aid of the others, gave him mouth, he survived. He was somebody that had fallen off the boat when it was impacted by the other ship. And I was stunned that I have saved somebody's life at sea. Wow. How did that happen? But many years later, he passed away. This gentleman was an old radio operator on the IBM Batoa. And he gave me his cap, baseball cap. And I wrote the details, whose it was, the date, and all that on the cap. And every now and again, the Batoa comes in my head. Or Vogue, Cosmopolitan, magazines that have pictures of models and stuff like that. Well, this gentleman I saved had two daughters from Vogue and Cosmopolitan magazines. He was proud of them. And they define clothing, jewelry, makeup, and stuff like that, all perfectly professional. You see, identification is important when working with spirit. It's one of my pet peeves, you could say, when people are talking to me about clear communication. I am not a professional speaker at all. I just have learnt what works for me. And when I'm talking to people about spirit, most of it is passed through and out my mouth with my heart. Because spirit know my mother, my grandmother are always there when I'm going to do any session to do with spirit. They are my guardians, my guides. Other guides come along as well, but we've got to get past my nana and my mother. And that's difficult because anybody who has a grandmother and a mum, now they're going to protect their siblings. But you see, working with spirit is an enjoyment. It's rewarding to reconnect people with those that have lost loved ones. Or just a friend Because I had an acquaintance who, quadriplegic, I've mentioned him before, his name was Lee, and I helped him, and he passed. But he comes around every now and again. All because when I see a wheelchair or somebody with a disability, it reminds me of my friend because he's a quadriplegic. And he still says, thanks, Graham. Thank you for helping me be whole inside. My parents worked with mentally and physically challenged when I was a child. And they taught me disability is the normal person's label for somebody who isn't as fluid physically or mentally as they are. Now, I always thought, when taught by my mum and dad, if you're so good and you don't have a disability of mental or physical, that's mental or physical, you should be able to be adaptive to verify how you can communicate with them. And you find out the normal person has a problem communicating. The person with a disability doesn't. They just say what they feel. But they say it from their heart. They're not mentally saying, oh, I can't say this because I'm disabled. No, they don't do that. They're not disabled. They live in a complete world that they're in. It's complete. Some of them have been injured and become quadriplegic, paralyzed, disabled, limited in function. Even with medicine, they can't get back to 100% fit again, mentally or physically. But it's for us normal people to acknowledge our limitations to assist people like this. So what's that going to do with spirit? You see, when you think about something to help somebody, it's ego, self-driven. But when you trust your heart and your guts, and you speak from them, when you get an image that comes in or sensation, as I said, all your senses are activated by this awakening of a moment in your mind. You talk from your heart. You answer the knock of that image, sound, vision, smell, touch. And you have to literally say, hi there, how you doing? Verbally or sign. Because spirit can't talk to you the way we do. They need energy. They have their own to exist, but they can't connect down to our level of energy because ours is a lot slower than spirit. But you can raise your vibrational energy by opening your heart and listening to your guts and being truthful. And the more giving, love, and compassion, empathy, care, the greater the communication it becomes a lot clearer. As I say, now I'm 70, and even with this hurricane coming, Hurricane Milton, I'm not afraid of it. I'm respectful, I'm careful. I have a family, I have a home, I have animals. I'm here to live through whatever's coming through to the best of my ability. So when spirit knock or situations come, I face it. I don't like some of it. Yeah, I'm afraid in that sense. Am I doing everything I can? Not the fact that it's a hurricane, it's am I prepared correctly, properly, fully? It's the clarity of purpose. And the same with spirit. You've got to clarify. You've got to know. Are you listening to your heart or are you just thinking? In the same analogy, we've had warnings for this Hurricane Milton like we had for Hurricane Helene. We knew it was coming, but none of us were prepared for Helene and the power and devastation it left. So this Hurricane Milton's coming a week later, sort of thing. And we're going, okay, we've had a warning, let's do our best. But that's just exactly the same with spirit. You have this connection, you have this memory. It's what you do with it. Loved ones will knock on your memory and say, I'm still here. I still want you to talk to me. Be my friend, be my loved one. You have to prepare yourself as best you can to say, okay, I've got time at the moment. Let's talk. Literally, not think, talk. When I first moved here, I was sitting on the sofa, or sofa somewhere behind me. My stairway is by my front door. And then I've been here a few months. And I saw something come through the door. I wrote, Celeste. I said to Moore, did you have a lady that wore black and white clothing, like an apron and all that? Oh, yeah, with white hair short. Yeah. So that was grandmother. Every time I see black and white clothing, small lady, it's a lady that comes in, related to Sandy. Spirit will tell you who they are if they have met you physically. Spirit that haven't met you physically will give you all the symptoms that, hey, look, I'm okay, I'm fine. You're fine. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'm the Archangel Gabriel or whatever. Prove it. As I said at the beginning, I've encountered not bad spirits, but a spirit that was lost, didn't know he died. I've saved a guy, brought him back to life from drowning. In fact, I've done two. One of them at Derby County Football Club was a steward. Resuscitated him, he had a heart attack. But you see, I know these people. I've met them physically, and I can pin them to the spot and say, yes, I know your energy. But I verify that. Because Spirit have a 27/7 clock. Instead of a 24/7 like we've got, they've got 27 or more. So they're always on the go. They're always knocking. They're always saying, hey, listen to me, listen to me. And if the lost spirits need help to find the light, fine. But I want to know who you are. I want to verify your identity. As a rescue medium, which is a person who helps people who have passed traumatically and not aware they've passed, they live in their globe, their energy globe. And it's secluded, it's not expanding, it's staying where it is, or this is dimmer because they're going inward, they're thinking inward. And it traps them, and they don't evolve correctly. So the job of rescue medium is to look for these dim lights, connect with them, and eventually verify with them that we are on this side, or I am on this side, and they're on the other side. And you have to have patience, calmness, love, respect, empathy, compassion. Because they don't know they've passed. That's what a rescue medium does. Show them the truth of their situation and help them towards the light. Now they choose whether to go or not. You can't force anybody to do anything like that. But 9 times out of 10, they'll move towards the light. So it's important to know who's knocking on your memory. It's not a doom and gloom thing. It's just to show you, as a medium, you have responsibilities. You have to be compassionate. And above all, you've got to be truthful. You've got to know who you are, all the good and the bad and the ugly, in order to know what belongs to you with your energy So when another energy comes along, you can tell the difference, that something's impeding, touching, entering your energy, your field, or auric field. And then you go, who are you? What do you want? And have I got the time to talk? Because I made rules many years ago that in the morning I say, wake up, go, thank you. Thanks for another chance to do highest and best today. Please protect mine, my physical and my family, my loved ones, my home, my pets, everybody. And at night time, I say, 8 o'clock. Thank you. It's my time now. Because the time I wake up to the time about 8 o'clock, I say, I'm open to whatever spirit need me to be aware of. I know I'm going to be not. Someone's going to go, hey, Graham, can you help us? Can you verify something? Oh, Graham, do you know what you're doing is right or wrong? Because, hey, I'm human, I make mistakes. But after 8 o'clock, I say, only life or death situations, leave me alone until the morning. And I say, thank you. I'm going to sleep. It's a ritual. Because spirit do not have that limitation. And when they pass traumatically, they don't know that their energy is limited. So what can you do about it? You've got to show them that you care. You've got to show them that you recognize who they are. You've shown who you are to them by your light of your energy that's attracted them. But you've got to know who's knocking on your door. It's like, since I've been over here in America for 23 years now, I found out the law is different than UK, where I've come from. But the law is pretty much similar to UK. But the law can knock on your door and you can look through your window and say, yeah, what do you want? You don't have to open your door. You don't have to let somebody in just because they're the law. Unless you got a warrant. Well, in that case, it's coming out. What's that to do with spirit? Well, you see, spirit are knocking on your door. You don't have to open it. You can look at them and say, who are you? Prove who you are before I let you in, before I open my inner senses to allow you to work through me. I don't just let any spirit carte blanche. Hey, come on in, I'm open to anybody. No. I could put myself mentally at risk, physically at risk, my energy-wise. I'm sorry, I want to be healthy and happy so I can look after my loved ones and myself. Because if I don't look after myself, how can I look after anybody else? Knocking on your door is all about perspective. What do you really want to do with and for spirit? It's easy to say, oh yeah, come on, spirit. Yeah, it's a great energy. Yeah, I'll call him whatever. So who's whatever? Where does whatever come from? What's their purpose? What's their intent? What are they going to leave? What are they going to take from me? You see, you're responsible for your actions, even as a medium. You say, oh, spirit led me to do that. Yeah, but you've allowed it. You're responsible because you allowed it. So the same for spirit coming and knocking in your memory and saying, hey, I want to talk to you. I want to connect with you. Verify who they are. But please, every one of us at some stage has thought about a loved one that we lost. And we all think about the sadness, the fact we can't hold them, talk to them the way we used to. I didn't agree with that. I still talk to my mum, my nana, my granddad, my stepfather, my mum, everybody that was passed that meant something to me. I talk to them whenever I feel the inclination Well, memory is job. My life's happy because I know that they're there, wanting to talk with me. Because they're individuals as well. Spirit. Because the spirit animates the physical body. When the body dies, the spirit goes and evolves. Or, like people, as I said, that need rescuing are dormant. From what I've experienced all my life, I know that beyond any doubt. I can't prove it to you unless I do a reading and prove evidential mediumship. Bring that spirit through, describe that person, the character, the way they spoke, the walk, all the rest of it. My wife, Sandy, she's got a lovely phrase for me. She calls me the comedic medium. But I can't put that on a sign saying, hey, comedic medium, Graham Williamson. It just doesn't have the ring or sincerity. But one of the most memorable readings I did was many years ago in a church. And there's two pews, and on the right there's three women. Oldest one was in the middle, and could be two daughters on the side. They're mature people. And every time I looked at this older lady, I was going, my mouth started slobbering. But I was given a reading on the left. But every time I glanced to the right, preferably, I was doing all this noise, slobbering. I had to stop the reading and go to this lady and I says, your mother had badly fitting teeth, yes or no? And she just cried, yes. She took them out to talk because they were the wrong size or something. Yeah. And it was hilarious. But it proved to this woman who it was. I didn't know her, but I was there to do this sort of reading, to bring through evidential mediumship to recipients. They verified who they are, because I didn't know. But that was my purpose at that moment. I've asked for my parameters to be set, my guides to look after me, and only allow positive spirit, not negatives, and to give it with love and understanding, empathy, compassion, and all the rest. I set my parameters. I knew what was going to come through was not somebody I knew, because I'm an evidential medium. I had to prove to the recipient who it was. And I finished that lady, and I went back to the other person, and evidently this guy was cynic. Did not really believe in it. And as it turned out, these two people knew each other indirectly. He remembered a lady who had a fitting teeth. And at the end, they started chatting. Physical people, not split. And it was great because he'd not seen them for a long time. They were a lot younger. This gentleman was the mature of age. But that's the difference of evidential mediumship. To bring a character through verbally, as I said, all the characteristics of that spirit. Because that person is known by the recipient. I've learned to differentiate what is for me and what is for somebody else. If it's somebody else, there's a limited allowability for that spirit to work through me. I've been on stage in platforms and stuff, and I'm doing certain walks or mannerisms of the spirit, and the people are going, I know that person, it's such and such. And say, well, did they do such? Yeah. And can they do? Yeah. I know who's knocking, they say. Because I'm working for them and spirit. It's an enjoyment to bring people together, verifying who they are, who's knocking on the door. That's the beauty of being a medium. A psychic, everybody is. But whether you use your psychic ability is entirely your choice. It's a safety material aspect of gifts of sensory awareness. I choose to work for spirit. I'm still a psychic. I still know things without understanding how, because it's been proven time and time again over my lifetime that spirit and psychic work simultaneous. But I've chosen to go from just being a psychic to elevate my energy to being a medium. I work consciously to set myself in a position to do whatever's required, whatever's needed, even my shows. As I say, my show is Dare to Dream. I'm Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium and Psychic, on new streaming network, home of Going Solo and Bold. My shows are on Wednesday at 6 till 6:45. And I didn't take a break today because I wanted to get all this recorded for you. I hope what I've shared with you today will help you understand a little bit more about what being a medium is about. Being aware of who you are is paramount, in my opinion, to working correctly with spirit. All these memories we have are behind us. But at any given moment, spirit will go, anybody in? Are you listening? Are you going to open the door to me? Yeah, when I know who you are. That's the beauty of spirit having a human experience. You evolve. Your energy is lifted. And it's not, oh, look at me, I'm pretty. No, it's not about that. You can feel that. I can't even find the right word, but you feel knowing that you've done your best and you've been answered as not wanting, you've delivered. You've delivered the truth of yourself for the spirit as well. Because when spirit knock, and they'll knock 24/7, 27/7, as I said earlier, please answer the door. Ask who's there. Prove it beyond any shadow of a doubt. And if you're too busy, say, come back later or go away. But say it. Because when you open your mouth, that energy is connecting with the spirit. But you have to trust your heart. Don't say, oh, it feels good, it's fine. Every one of us on this earth know that you can start feeling fantastic. And then one thing goes wrong and it all turns the opposite. And you lose faith in the situation or yourself. That's why it's important to verify who's coming through. And I hope that I'm not scaring you away from it, but by being aware of what you are responsible for as a medium is important. So I'm going to close for now. And I hope everybody stays safe from Hurricane Milton. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time, as I said, on the 23rd of October, 6 till 6:45. My show, Dare to Dream. I'm Graham Williamson, International Intuitive Evidential Medium and Psychic. If you want to get hold of me, contact me by my email, thebrit, THEBRITT77 or amedium77, that's AMEDIUM77 Send me an email. If you want to get hold of me by phone, it's Florida, USA, 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message. If you don't, I won't be able to answer you, because we all know about these scam calls. Or you can contact me on Facebook. Look up Graham Williamson, you know my face, and contact me. I can do readings on Messenger or phone or video or in person. Please contact me and let me know how you are. And if I can help, I'll do my best. But thanks to CC Schatz, the producer of my show on New Streaming Network, Going Bold, Solo and Bold. I want to thank you for being here today. and have a wonderful, safe life. Bye for now.